Okay, so sorry. I definitely want a shot of all three of them because I feel like
That's what I,
that's the
yeah,
title shot that I kind of am thinking.
that's how I picture it. The whole like when you say in the action lines here that it's Cephas, Jovan, and Jude in the crowd, like they're next to each other. Like
Hmm.
that's like a wide shot of them, like a medium wide
Yeah.
of them three, and that's what we see every time.
Yes.
I
Oh,
like the
every
idea
time?
of not cutting to just one disciple yet.
Mm.
Right now, they're all the same,
Okay.
so we should show them in the frame at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want a shot of all three of them.
Yeah,
I do want a single shot of like Jude, especially for that interaction with the temple leaders.
I think
Um
if anything, it should come more at the end, or it should definitely come like at the last line.
okay, you want like so like
Oh,
these men will be punished most like oh, so that whole section you think in that three shot?
say it again. Where?
So the whole the iman the beware the teachers of the law and the temple leaders, they like to walk around in their flowy robes, blah blah blah. That paragraph, that are you saying only have in the three shot?
Well, here's what I'm saying: is that for now, at the beginning, whenever like no disciple should be singled out yet. So like whenever we cut to the disciples, all
Mm-hmm.
three should be in the shot at the same
Gotcha.
time, like that medium wide.
Cool.
Just because right now they're the same, right? They
Uh-huh.
haven't made their decisions yet. I was saying if we were to do any, if we were to focus on one disciple on any shot, if we were to do that, it
Mm-hmm.
should be somewhere in Iman's very last lines. And the surely I say to you, whoever conceals his sins does not prosper.
Mm-hmm.
Because right there he's alluding to something in that's happening later in the film.
Gotcha.
Um,
Here's a question then. Do we want I like having our three shot. Do we want to have a two shot of Jude and Cephas that like maybe we cut to? Because when he's talking about the temple leaders, like theoretically, it could be like Jude could be the one betraying Iman, but also Cephas could be the one betraying Iman, you know, at this point in the story.
hmm.
Whereas Jovan never is, because we established that right off the beginning. Like his mannerisms are going to be confident and match Iman's calm right at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah, I would say that. Yeah, if anything, okay, yeah. So yeah, you're right. If we focus on any of the disciples, it should be both
Both those
Jude and
two.
Cephas in the shot.
I like that. So actually, and that'll help limit our shot list. And
Because
then
yeah,
we
yeah,
have,
it makes sense to keep both of them in the frame at the same time.
yeah, it does indeed. We'll do sort of a medium, more of a closer up with them.
Yeah,
Right now, I
and then
have
like,
about 10 shots for this whole first scene. And that includes like the three inserts of crowd.
go through the shots again really quick, just so I should
Mm-hmm.
hear them.
So we have that opening over the shoulder shot,
Uh-huh.
and that includes like we cut away to the guards and then come back to that same shot. So that's one. We
Yeah.
have the insert of the guards and leaders. Then we have
Uh-huh.
the three shot, and the opening of that three shot can be Iman entering maybe, or just like them setting. So we have that three shot, the two shot that we'll cut back to, and then I totally lost count. We have Iman's wide shot where he first turns and like begins his speech, and then we have his medium close up where he's giving his select lines, um, and then we'll say three inserts of the crowd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10.
Okay.
Cool.
So then, when so like, oh man, should we talk about how we're gonna film it right now, or should we do that later?
Um, in what way?
So like, all the entrance of the crowd extras.
Yes.
So, like, are we gonna film that like somebody off camera is reading the speech for them and they're just reacting as they go, and we just put the camera on them and just film their reactions to that?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking for those crowd inserts, is more like we stick the camera in front of them and then we're like, all right, you see them
Yeah.
enter, you notice he starts speaking, all right, go see what's happening, and then they kind of walk off frame or whatever. Because I'll probably only use like, because that section, like the if anyone would come after me, like that sentence is super short. So
Yeah.
like it's gonna be, those are gonna be quicker cuts. Those inserts are, where it's gonna be like, oh, notice, cut, someone else turns, goes, cut, someone else like pointing, cut, and then we're on the 3-shot. So those inserts are gonna be like real quick grabs. I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for like the disciples, right? Like with the 3 of them in the shot.
Yes.
Are we gonna film that just like again like the medium wide and then reading the speech and then them just reacting to it?
For the 3-shot and the 2-shot, I almost want to run it kind of like we did for Mission, where we just run the whole scene in that shot. And I feel like we can do that with just those two shots. Yeah. Okay. So we just, because there's no lines in there and it's just reading and getting our reactions. So again, that should go really, and it's not that long, so it's pretty quick.
Okay.
We need to get the garden leader's reaction. When we get their insert, we'll grab, I don't know if we'll use the same shot or cut to a different angle, but we need to get the guards and leaders for that exchange at the bottom where like Jude sees them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, write that down on the chalice.
Cool. And then for Iman's 2 shots, so all of those shots that we just talked through, I feel like those can all be shot on Saturday, because Iman's not in any of them technically. Like the only one he's sort of in is like the beginning of the 3-shot, but that one we can super easily like just take him out or just get another insert.
Yeah, I like the idea of doing all these inserts on Saturday.
Yeah.
Especially like the ones just recording the extras and disciples and all that. We could just have someone stand and read.
Yeah.
Definitely. And this speech is occurring during the day. So like,
so this one's good.
Afternoon, like day, like midday, or like
either the first or second scene we shoot when we get on set.
Okay, so sunlight very bright is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because then Sunday we'll just have to grab the entering shot. Never mind, that one needs to be Sunday, obviously.
Yeah.
So we have the over the shoulder shot, his wide when he starts speaking, and then I feel like
but then that's the thing. We had to film those scenes at the same time both days, or at the same sunlight.
Yeah. Let me see what I wrote down for Saturday actually really quick. Okay, I have doing that temple courtyard scene like first scene of each of the days. So right now the loose sort of schedule that I came up with is Saturday we shoot this temple scene first, then we do the deserted desert scene, so my dramatic scene, up until the point where Iman shows up, obviously. Then we need to wait for golden hour where we get the crowded path scene. And then when it's darker out, we do Jude's scene in the desert, and we do that temple courtyard scene where Jude like comes back to the temple and is going to go talk to the guards. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one we do is temple. Okay, so let's say that crowded path scene, let's say we start shooting that at 5, right? Because that's around where the sun gets good for that. So let's say we shoot the deserted desert scene, we start that one at like, let's say 3:30 we start that one. So temple courtyard would start around like, we'll say we'll do the temple courtyard around like 2:30.
Yeah.
3. Okay, well here's, actually hold on that. Here's Sundays. We have the temple courtyard scene doing that first. We also have that flashback scene in the temple, the whole Cephas, do you love me, that whole section. So those flashbacks need to happen during the day in the temple. Then we have the second half of the deserted desert, the very end scene where Iman shows up. So that's really quick. Okay, so here's the thing. Sunday, those scenes are super short and super quick. So if we don't start shooting, let's say our call time is 3, we have picture up at 4, that's where the light is. In that case, we want to try to film on Saturday at 4, right?
So especially for your scene when your devil guardian scene, whatever we're
Yeah.
calling it. I don't like breaking that up. I feel like
Yeah.
I mean, either way, we still have to film it on Sunday. So why don't we just do yours on Sunday with Iman there already?
That works.
Because that'll throw you off acting, and I think like those two are very. You just put those scenes on different days, yours and Jude's, because those are hard.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Is Jude even gonna? Is Jude in? No, yeah, never mind. He isn't scenes on Sunday. Psych. Okay. Well, in that case, I almost say we do on Sunday. We do the temple flashback scene first, right? And then we do the deserted desert scene. And then we do the temple courtyard scene right before we go into golden hour. Because then we can film both of the temple scenes at like 4 p.m.
On both days.
Yeah, let's say 3:34 we shoot those temple scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then on Sunday we have the isolated path scene, which is the sunset, and then we just have the garden at night, obviously. Then we're done, and we'll wrap at like 8 at the latest.
Yeah, Sunday should be a lighter day. Yeah.
Sick. Honestly, I'm looking at Saturday, and like Saturday looks just as light.
That's good.
Are we getting everything? Yeah, no, I feel really good about it. I do like not breaking up the desert scene.
Yeah, especially you just want to keep it all in one thing.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hard scene to act out.
Yeah. You know what we could do too, even then, is like, never mind. I was gonna say maybe have like Gabe read the still small voice, like if we do that section, just because obviously it transitions into his voice by the end. That'll just make that a smoother transition overall. Anyways, cool beans. So then Sunday for this opening temple scene, we'll only have 3 shots to grab, which is that over the shoulder, the wide of the crowd, and then the close up of Gabe speaking. And I think that's it for that temple scene.
Okay. How does it end?
It ends with the title sequence up. So I was thinking we could either end on the 3 shot or end on the 3 shot, or we could cut back out to that wide of Iman speaking in the crowd, depending if we get a good angle where we actually see the disciples. I kind of like ending on the 3 shot though, and having the title maybe come up over that somehow.
I like ending on the 3 shot too.
Sorry, I don't know why my throat is so dry.
Yeah, I like it, especially with the different reactions on their face. Drawn with fascination, curiosity. Yeah.
Yeah. So figuring out a way to frame that where the title, that could even be something too, where like we get our 3 shot and then we reframe real quick and just grab the insert of.
Yeah, that would be filmed separately. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we'll have an additional.
That way you guys can make those faces.
Make the faces, yes.
Yeah.
Do you like my 3 shot drawing?
Yeah, that's good.
Can you tell what it is?
Oh yeah.
All right. Cool. Where's the rest of my script? Right here. Sick. Okay, so I feel good about the garden scene.
Yeah.
Transitioning into, sorry, not the garden scene, the temple scene. Transitioning into the garden scene.
This week has been rough, though. I'll just say that.
Sorry, they're coming out.
There you
go. Do you want to move into the garden scene, or do you want to? I feel actually. Let's stick with the same location. Let's jump to the end. Do you want to go through that flashback scene, or do you want to just go chronologically? It's up to you.
No, let's go chronologically.
Perfect. Okay. Cool. All right. So temple scene is done. Into the garden. All All right, let's go through and see what this situation is.
Yeah.
Okay, first question. Do we want to cut to them arriving to the garden, or do we want to cut to them already at the garden? I have it written where they're already at the garden and they just sort of show up there.
Oh yeah, I like they're already at the garden.
Me too.
So well, this scene is at night, right? Like how night? Is it like dark, or is it like the picture that I sent you a while, where it's like a little bit like kind of like that? I don't know.
You know, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I would love to film it during that time you sent me, just because,
Okay.
like, there's at least a little bit of natural light that we can work with.
Yeah.
And I feel like the earlier we can get out of this place, the better, just so we don't deal with, like, night critters and rangers.
Yeah.
So, that being said, I kind of dig earlier.
I like that. Yeah.
In that case, we need to time out, because the other... So if we think about this chronologically, it's nighttime right now. Let's say midnight. We have Jude needs to go to the temple at night. The guards need to come back and arrest him. And then sunrise, they're walking him down the isolated path, and Cephas is going down the crowded path. Or no, sorry. Before that even happens, we have Jude in the deserted desert.
And that should be at night.
Yes. Almost a transition. So what I was thinking for Saturday, we do that crowded path scene at Golden Hour, right? And then immediately after we shoot Jude's scene in the desert. So like it's Golden Hour's just ending and we're getting into that nighttime.
For Jude's scene?
Yeah, for Jude's scene. Because it's darker. So it's after or before sunrise in the story. So we'd film it after sunset, after Golden Hour. But I feel like if there's still a tiny bit of sun, like that's okay. Because there is definitely sun during the next two scenes.
What two scenes are you talking about?
The crowded path and the isolated path. I'll just say the jump back and forth. The Iman and Cephas back and forths. The denial scene. There we go.
Yeah.
Because, like, the denial scene happens during, like, Golden Hour, yes?
Golden Hour, in the morning is Golden Hour, right? Or, like, it's the afternoon. The morning, right, you're saying?
Yeah. So, in the story, it's, like, sunrise right after the sun's coming up.
For Jude's scene.
Yes. So, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, Jude's scene can happen. Like, there can be a little bit of sunlight left in Jude's scene, but also it could be night.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. Temple courtyard. Okay. Hold on. You want return soldiers? Yep. Okay. Oh yeah. So yeah, this is my question. So, right before Jude's scene, right, with the devil and everything.
Yeah.
Right before that, it's the standoff between the three disciples and all them.
Yes.
Right? That's at night.
Yeah.
Right. And it's even, hold on. Like that should be dead of night. Like it's dark, moon and everything, because it doesn't make sense if there's light, because Jude already went to the guards and everything.
Yeah.
It's night. So then if we have the scene right after that, be Golden Hour with the sun a little bit.
No, I'm saying have it be after Golden Hour. So like the sun is like literally going away. So in our timeline when it's sunset, like the sun just went under. Where like maybe you sort of see that it was just sunset, or like it's about to be sunrise in the story.
For Jude's scene?
Yeah.
On page 5?
Yes.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Because then the very next scene, so we have Jude's scene, right? And then the very next scene, we have Iman on the isolated path, which happens during Golden Hour, right?
Yeah. But you see where my question is that...
Is Jude's scene at night or during? sunlight.
Well, if Jude's scene is during the day, right, or with a little bit of sunlight,
Mm-hmm.
the scene right before that, it's pitch dark. And so, like, how do you go from pitch dark to
We're gonna have to
to
go from pitch dark to sun somewhere.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just a matter of asking where does it make sense chronologically. You know, if you know, now that you bring it up, I feel like it does make more sense for Jude's to happen at night.
Yeah.
Because that can be juxtaposed with Cephas's happening during the day. And then we can, I guess it can be implied that there's a time difference, like when Jude's like going through his thing, and we cut to the soldiers leading Iman away. You know what? That first shot on page 6, where they go to the isolated path, maybe the first shot can be of Jovan following, and sort of do like show that he's tired of following, like has been walking a while. We don't necessarily have to, but I feel like it does make sense for the time difference to be there, like the sun change to be there.
When
after, so do Jude's scene at night.
Yeah.
And I think just because of the nature of when we're gonna film it logistically, it's gonna be not pitch black when we film this. It's gonna be a little more lighter, which will be good. Closer to what you sent me yesterday for Jude's scene.
Okay, but then if we do that, okay, yeah, but a little bit darker than that, right?
Yeah, a little darker than that.
Okay. Because that happens after they're in the garden, and the garden's already kind of getting nightfall.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're saying that we start seeing daybreak a little bit when on what's in again, on the crowded path to the temple or the isolated path to the temple?
Isolated and crowded path happen at the same time. So isolated path is the first one that happens.
And that's when you're saying we start seeing the daybreak. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think just filming logistically wise, though, it's going to be like that edit is going to be kind of
wonky.
Yeah, because like if Jude is at night, so there's no sun, and then we just need to show a way to, we need to find a way to show that time transition, you know?
Well, okay.
Or we don't have to, what are you thinking?
Iman's speech day, very bright, sunlight, everything. When they meet up in the garden, it's kind of like afternoonish, like, you know how our skies get a little red. You can definitely tell, like, it's like 4 o'clock.
You're doing it. Okay. See, okay, so the way that I was kind of seeing it was that the garden scene, like, they've been at the garden for a while. Like, it's midnight when the garden scene starts, and we're just going to sunrise. So that's the way I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, that's not the way I thought about it. Okay. That's good that we clean it up. I thought the garden scene was just later in that day. Like it's like they're kind of like, I don't know, like when you go camping, right? You went hiking, everything. You're back at the camping spot. It's starting to wind down a little bit. That's how I saw it.
Okay.
And
it's getting darker.
And it's getting darker.
Okay, interesting.
And so like the rest of the events occur over a night, and then that's why the dawn is when Cephas has a revelation, she repents. So the way I saw it is like everything, this is between 2 days, right? It starts off Iman in like midday on Saturday, hypothetically, and then the rest of the events go out through over the night, and then they end Sunday morning, hypothetically.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's my next question then. The isolated and crowded paths, do those happen? Okay, so Cephas's repenting scene happens at sunrise in the story, yes?
So. Yeah.
And then crowded path, isolated path, those happen sort of right before sunrise when it's dark.
Yeah. but like hints of sun, right?
Hints of sun. Okay, so filming wise, you're almost thinking film those scenes at 6 when the sun's already set or like is just about to set.
Um, yeah, as opposed to filming that like early morning, right?
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we have to do evening. So if we
Okay.
have a sunrise shot, we're gonna have to fake the sunset for a sunrise.
How believable is that?
You just film it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like basically get all of um okay, so let's say we do my scene where I go to the deserted desert. That scene is happening at sunrise. Here, let me go to it real quick. It's on page
10.
10, yeah. Yeah, so that scene, basically we would film this scene during the day when we have the light that we want for the end of it, and then you would just have to split it to match the sunset. So like, where do you want the sun to rise at? Like
Okay.
when Iman shows up, or because I was almost thinking like this deserted desert scene, it almost is happening during the day. So I think like 8 a.m. on Sunday morning
Yeah.
in story.
Yeah, that's the way I kind of see it too.
Okay, but sunrise is at 7. So the sun's been up for
7.
a little bit. So I was thinking sunrise comes up during the isolated path and the crowded path.
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't have to, but that's what I was thinking. Or that's what I had the impression of.
Hold up. Okay, hold on. I like that. That sounds good. I just need to get back.
Because, yeah, I don't know. Like, it'll work, but I just have to totally flip the schedule then. Like, of what the filming schedule to match.
Yeah, and
We
I
are
don't want to
so
make
chasing the
your
sun.
job. I don't want to make your job harder. So
No, that wouldn't be a big
so
deal.
look.
It'd just be, it would be change things up. So in that case, we go back to the issue of like so garden is happening. We'll say garden's happening at like midnight, sort of.
Okay.
So it's like pitch black when garden sort of starts.
All right, and then so then
Then as we get
temple
to Jude's
courtyard.
scene,
Okay, so let's go by the scenes, and then let's go through like the date times we want to do. All right,
Perfect.
that way that helped me out a little bit.
yes.
So exterior garden night. Let's just say nighttime, like midnight. Okay.
Yes.
And then the next scene is exterior temple courtyard later when Jude arrives to the courtyard and he tells the guards. That's
Yes.
still nighttime.
Still the
right?
same lighting.
Yeah. So then the garden scene later when the guards come and get Iman,
Mhm.
same lighting, right?
We could have it a little lighter, or we could do same to keep it easy.
Originally, how did you think it?
Well, originally I had Jude's desert scene being like no sun, but it's light, where like the sun has, filming wise, the sun has just set. That's when we're filming Jude's scene. Story wise, the sun is just about to rise. That's Jude's scene. And then the isolated and crowded path is the sun coming up. And like golden hour. So we'd film those during golden hour.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.